after 60. The wrong cheese can quietly double your risk of heart attack, raise your stroke risk by up to 80%, and even slash your chance of reaching 80 by nearly half. And here's the kicker. Almost every senior is eating these risky cheeses without a second thought. But don't worry, the story doesn't end there. Because while some cheeses are hidden saboteurs that overload your heart, kidneys, and arteries, others are nothing short of superfoods in disguise. These miracle cheeses can strengthen your bones, protect your arteries, improve digestion, and even help you maintain muscle mass as you age. In today's video, we're exposing the 4 worst cheeses you should never touch after 60, and revealing the 4 best cheeses you must eat daily if you want to stay mobile, independent, and vibrant well into your golden years. And here's a teaser. The number 1 worst cheese on our list could skyrocket your stroke risk, and you've probably eaten it this week. On the flip side, the number 1 best cheese contains compounds so powerful that European researchers have found it helps seniors maintain muscle better than meat. Before we dive in, tell us in the comments, which cheese do you eat most often? And where are you watching us from? We're reading and replying to every comment with personalized health tips. Now, let's begin with the worst cheeses you need to push off your plate immediately. Worst cheese number 4. Processed cheese slices. They're bright, convenient, and wrapped in neat little plastic squares. But those cheese slices you stack on sandwiches are anything but real cheese. In fact, less than half of what's inside the wrapper is actual dairy. The rest? A cocktail of emulsifiers, preservatives, artificial colors, and phosphates that your body was never designed to handle. Let me clarify why this cheese is so bad. Number 1. Sodium overload, and the wrong kind. 2 slices of processed cheese can pack over 600 milligrams of sodium, already a quarter of your daily safe limit. But it's not just the amount, it's the form. Much of that sodium comes as sodium phosphate, which is far more damaging than regular table salt. Studies show excess phosphates can accelerate kidney decline, increase risk of arterial stiffness and heart disease, and speed up the aging of blood vessels and skin. For seniors already managing blood pressure or kidney issues, these slices are like throwing gasoline on the fire. Number 2. Gut-damaging additives. Processed cheese also contains emulsifiers like polysorbate 80 and carboxymethyl cellulose. Research links these additives to gut microbiome disorders. Number 3. Artificial colors and preservatives. The bright orange color? That's often yellow 5 or yellow 6, artificial dyes tied to allergic reactions and even cancer risk in long-term studies. The preservatives, such as sorbic acid and natamycin, extend shelf life, but may interfere with healthy gut bacteria over time. Number 4. Hidden trans fats. Even when the label says 0 grams trans fat, processed cheese can legally contain up to 0.5 grams per slice. That may sound small, but eaten regularly, it builds up, raising bad cholesterol and fueling inflammation. Bottom line for seniors. Processed cheese slices may look harmless, but they are a toxic cocktail disguised as dairy. With high sodium phosphates, gut-disrupting emulsifiers, artificial colors, and hidden trans fats, they silently chip away at your heart, kidneys, and memory. For seniors over 60, avoiding them isn't optional, it's essential. Swap them out for real, aged cheeses in moderation, which give you protein, calcium, and beneficial compounds without the chemical overload. And if you think those wrapped slices are bad, wait until you hear about what's lurking in the spreadable cheeses that sit on shelves for months without refrigeration. These so-called cheese spreads may be even worse. Worst cheese number 3. Cheese spreads in jars. If processed cheese slices were bad, the next one takes it a step further. Let's talk about those shelf-stable cheese spreads, the ones sitting in jars that don't even need refrigeration until after you open them. That alone should raise a red flag. Real cheese is a living food. If a cheese can sit on a shelf for months, or even years without spoiling, it's no longer real food. It's a chemical construction. What's really inside the jar? Cheese spreads often contain more modified starches, oils, and chemicals than actual dairy. To keep them soft and spreadable, manufacturers load them with artificial fats and stabilizers that strip away nearly every nutritional benefit of real cheese. Most Jared cheese spreads contain partially hydrogenated oils, artificial trans fats strongly linked to heart disease. Many countries have banned them outright. Interesterified fats, used in trans fat-free versions. Early studies suggest they may be just as harmful to the heart and metabolism. Excessive sodium, often 500 plus milligrams in just 2 teaspoons. And let's be honest, nobody stops at 2 teaspoons. That sodium doesn't just come from salt. It's layered in through preservatives and flavor enhancers that stress your heart and kidneys. Hidden chemical additives. The dangers don't stop there. Cheese spreads commonly contain MSG and glutamate compounds, listed as yeast extract or natural flavors, which can trigger headaches, palpitations, and anxiety in sensitive people. Artificial colors and flavors to make them look and taste more like cheese than they really are. Some of these additives have been linked to neurotoxicity and allergic reactions. Phthalates, hormone-disrupting chemicals that can leach from the plastic packaging into the spread itself. Research links them to reproductive issues, metabolic disorders, and certain cancers. A toxic combination. When you combine unhealthy fats, excessive sodium, chemical additives, and packaging toxins, you don't just get cheese. You get a toxic cocktail that quietly overloads your cardiovascular system, disrupts your hormones, and inflames your body. Studies have found that people who consume processed cheese products like spreads have higher rates of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Bottom line for seniors. Jared cheese spreads are cheese in name only. They may be convenient, but they carry zero meaningful nutrition and plenty of risks for anyone over 60. From artificial fats to sodium overload and hidden hormone disruptors, every spoonful chips away at your heart, kidneys, and long-term health. Skip the jar and choose natural, aged cheeses instead. Many people buy without a second thought, pre-shredded cheese. It looks convenient. No grating, no mess. But what you gain in convenience, you lose in quality. And for seniors, that trade-off can mean digestive problems, hidden chemicals, and even a weaker immune system. Anti-caking agents you weren't expecting. To keep shredded cheese from clumping together in the bag, manufacturers add anti-caking agents like cellulose. Yes, that's what pulp or potato starch. While cellulose isn't toxic, it's completely indigestible. For sensitive seniors, especially those with IBS or weak digestion, these additives can cause bloating, discomfort, and poor nutrient absorption. Even worse, they coat the cheese shreds, interfering with how well the cheese melts and how your body absorbs its nutrients. Hidden antifungals. Most pre-shredded cheeses also contain natamycin, an antifungal agent that prevents mold. While considered safe, natamycin is actually an antibiotic. Over time, regular exposure can disrupt your gut microbiome, the delicate ecosystem of bacteria that protect your immunity, digestion, and even your mood. A disrupted microbiome means weaker defenses against infection and more inflammation, two things seniors can't afford. Lower quality, higher risks. Pre-shredded cheese is often made from lower quality milk that may carry more hormones and antibiotics. The shredding process also exposes more surface area, which leads to faster oxidation and loss of nutrients. And here's something the industry never tells you. Shredded cheese often contains higher levels of histamines due to extended processing and storage. For sensitive people, this can trigger headaches, skin flare-ups, digestive upset, and even anxiety. Contamination concerns. The more a food is handled, the higher the contamination risk. The shredding and packaging process gives bacteria more opportunities to slip in. In fact, Several recalls of pre-shredded cheeses have been linked to Listeria and E. coli contamination. Bottom line for seniors: that bag of shredded cheese may save you a few minutes, but it comes with anti-caking chemicals, antifungal antibiotics, lower nutrition, and contamination risks. For seniors with sensitive digestion, weaker immunity, or chronic conditions, it's simply not worth the gamble. If you love cheese, buy it in block form and shred it fresh at home. Not only will it taste better, but it will also melt properly and give you real nutrition without the hidden risks. Worst cheese number 1, blue cheese. It looks elegant on a cheese board and carries the reputation of a gourmet choice. But for seniors over 60, blue cheese is the single most dangerous cheese you can eat. Its sharp, tangy bite hides a mix of compounds that can disrupt your blood pressure, inflame your joints, and overload your body with toxins. What makes blue cheese so risky isn't just one factor. It's a perfect storm of hidden dangers that hit the very weaknesses seniors already struggle with: the heart, the brain, the immune system, and digestion. Tyramine, a blood pressure time bomb. Blue cheese is packed with tyramine, a byproduct of protein breakdown during aging. In younger people, the body can usually handle it. But in seniors, tyramine can cause sudden, dangerous spikes in blood pressure. If you're on MAO inhibitors, medications often prescribed for Parkinson's disease or depression, tyramine can trigger a hypertensive crisis. That means blood pressure rising so high it can lead to a stroke or heart attack. Even without those medications, sensitive individuals may experience severe migraines, dizziness, or pounding headaches after eating blue cheese. Mold toxins, the hidden burden. The famous blue veins in this cheese come from Penicillium roqueforti, a mold deliberately introduced during fermentation. While considered safe in small doses, this mold produces mycotoxins. Occasional exposure may not harm most people. But in seniors, where the immune system and detox organs, like the liver, are already weaker, mycotoxins can accumulate over time. The result? Increased inflammation, chronic fatigue, brain fog, and joint pain. Many seniors live with these symptoms for years without realizing their beloved blue cheese may be making them worse. Histamines, fueling inflammation and insomnia. Among all cheeses, blue cheese has some of the highest histamine levels, up to 10 times higher than others. For seniors with histamine intolerance, this can trigger headaches and migraines, skin flare-ups like hives or rashes, digestive distress, bloating, and cramps, restlessness, and even insomnia. The irony is painful. Many seniors turn to blue cheese for flavor, but instead it leaves them with less energy, more inflammation, and poorer sleep. Sodium, saturated fat, and the inflammatory cascade. 1 ounce of blue cheese carries 400 milligrams or more of sodium. That's a dangerous amount for older adults managing blood pressure, kidney disease, or fluid retention. Add to that its high content of palmitic acid, a type of saturated fat shown to be more inflammatory than others, and you've got a double hit. Arteries stiffen, raising cardiovascular risk. Inflammation rises, worsening arthritis and joint pain. And because the flavor is so strong, people tend to eat more than they realize, quietly piling on salt, fat, and inflammation in every serving. Spoilage risks you can't see. Perhaps the most unsettling risk of blue cheese is that its strong flavor and odor can mask spoilage. With other cheeses, you can smell or taste when something's wrong. With blue cheese, you may not notice until it's too late. Consuming spoiled blue cheese can cause serious food poisoning, a far more dangerous event for seniors whose recovery systems are slower. Bottom line for seniors: blue cheese may look fancy, but it's a health trap in disguise. With tyramine that can send blood pressure soaring, mold toxins that strain your immune system, histamines that fuel headaches and insomnia, and sodium and fats that inflame your arteries, this is the one cheese seniors should eliminate completely. It offers little nutrition compared to the damage it can cause. And with so many healthier, collagen-protecting cheeses available, there's no reason to keep blue cheese on your plate after 60. Now that we've covered the 4 worst cheeses that silently harm your heart, joints, and energy, it's time to flip the script. Because while some cheeses break down your health, others can strengthen your bones, protect your arteries, and even improve your digestion. Let's move into the 4 best cheeses seniors should eat daily, starting with one that turns aging into an advantage: aged Gouda. Best cheese number 4, aged Gouda. After exposing the dangers of blue cheese, let's move to the other side of the aisle, the cheeses that can actually strengthen your body after 60. And we'll start with one that turns time into its greatest advantage: aged Gouda. Most cheeses lose nutrients the longer they sit. Gouda, however, becomes more powerful the longer it ages. Once it has matured for at least 18 months, the transformation is remarkable. It goes from a simple dairy product to what many researchers consider a functional superfood. Easier to digest proteins. As Gouda ages, its proteins are broken down into smaller fragments called peptides. For seniors, this matters a lot. Your digestive system naturally becomes less efficient at breaking down proteins as you age. Aged Gouda delivers proteins in a form that is essentially pre-digested, far easier to absorb, and less likely to cause bloating or discomfort. This means more amino acids available to help your body repair muscles, heal tissues, and maintain strength. Vitamin K2, the calcium traffic director. Here's where aged Gouda shines brightest. It is one of the richest dietary sources of vitamin K2. Why is this important? Calcium without direction can be dangerous. It may end up in your arteries instead of your bones, where it stiffens blood vessels and raises cardiovascular risk. Vitamin K2 acts like a traffic officer. It directs calcium away from your arteries and into your bones. It reduces arterial calcification, lowering your risk of heart attack and stroke. At the same time, it strengthens your skeleton, lowering your fracture risk. Research from Japan found that people with higher K2 intake had up to 50% less arterial calcification and significantly stronger bones. And just 1 ounce of aged Gouda provides around 75 micrograms of K2, more than most people get in an entire week. CLA and postbiotics, fighting fat and inflammation. Aged Gouda also contains conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a special fatty acid that supports fat metabolism, enhances immune function, and has even shown protective effects against certain cancers. On top of that, the beneficial bacteria in aged Gouda create postbiotics, powerful compounds that act like a blend of probiotics and prebiotics. These support gut health, lower inflammation, and may even improve mood by strengthening the gut-brain connection. Lactose-friendly and senior-safe. Because most of the lactose is broken down during aging, aged Gouda is often well tolerated by people who can't handle milk or fresh cheese. That means seniors with lactose sensitivity can usually enjoy it without digestive upset. How to eat it for maximum benefit. Let aged Gouda come to room temperature before eating. This unlocks its flavor and makes nutrients more bioavailable. A serving size of about 1 to 1.5 ounces per day is ideal. Pair it with apple slices or whole grain crackers. The natural fiber helps slow digestion and supports gut bacteria, working in synergy with Gouda's postbiotics. Next up, we'll look at another traditional cheese that has been nourishing people for nearly 1,000 years. It's not the powdered version in the green can. It's authentic Parmesan, and its nutritional profile will surprise you. Best cheese number 3, authentic Parmesan, Parmigiano Reggiano. If aged Gouda is a superfood, then authentic Parmesan, Parmigiano Reggiano, is a nutritional masterpiece. But let's be clear, we're not talking about the powdered cheese in the green can that sits on supermarket shelves. That version is often filled with fillers like cellulose and preservatives. We're talking about the real Italian Parmigiano Reggiano, crafted using centuries-old methods, aged for up to 32 months, and protected by strict European standards. This isn't just cheese. It's essentially an edible multivitamin that's gentle on the stomach, powerful for bones, and surprisingly good for the brain. Protein that's senior-friendly. 1 ounce of Parmigiano Reggiano contains about 10 grams of protein, but here's what makes it unique. The aging process pre-digests these proteins into amino acids and peptides. For seniors with weaker digestion, this means your body doesn't have to work as hard to absorb them. Even those with sensitive stomachs or lactose intolerance can usually enjoy Parmesan without discomfort. The result: more amino acids available for muscle repair, collagen production, and energy. This makes Parmesan one of the easiest and most efficient protein sources you can eat. Calcium that actually absorbs. Calcium is critical for bone density after 60, but here's the problem. Most calcium supplements are poorly absorbed, as low as 30%. Parmesan flips that on its head. Thanks to its perfect natural ratio of calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium, its calcium bioavailability is nearly 100%. That means every bite of Parmesan is helping to lock calcium into your bones instead of letting it float into your arteries. At 330 milligrams of calcium per ounce, more than a glass of milk, Parmesan is one of the most bone-protective foods a senior can eat. Brain and mood boosters. Parmesan doesn't just protect your body, it supports your mind too. It contains casomorphins, unique peptides that can reduce anxiety and promote better sleep. It's also rich in tyrosine, an amino acid your brain uses to make dopamine and norepinephrine, the neurotransmitters that keep you alert, focused, and motivated. In other words, Parmesan doesn't just nourish your bones and muscles, it helps keep your brain sharp and mood stable. Gut-friendly and lactose-free. Like aged Gouda, Parmesan is virtually lactose-free after its long fermentation process. But it goes a step further. The beneficial bacteria that survive the aging process can make it all the way through your digestive tract, where they support gut health, lower inflammation, and improve immunity. This is especially important for seniors, since a balanced gut microbiome influences not just digestion, but also immune defense, inflammation control, and even cognitive health. How to eat it for maximum benefit. Enjoy it the Italian way. Break it into small chunks instead of grating it. This preserves its crystalline texture and keeps nutrients intact. A serving of about 1 ounce after meals aids digestion and delivers protein without overloading your system. Pair with a few drops of aged balsamic vinegar. The acidity enhances mineral absorption and boosts the antioxidant benefits. And speaking of investments in health, the next cheese on our list takes things even further. It's rich in omega-3s, vitamin K2, probiotics, and natural enzymes. And it comes from cows grazing freely on grass. Let's talk about grass-fed raw cheddar. Best cheese number 2, grass-fed raw cheddar. Cheddar is one of the most popular cheeses in the world, but not all cheddar is created equal. The bright orange blocks you find in plastic packages at the supermarket don't come close to the nutritional treasure you get from grass-fed raw cheddar. This isn't just regular cheddar. It's made from the raw milk of cows raised on grass pastures, then carefully aged for at least 60 days, long enough for harmful bacteria to be eliminated, while leaving all the beneficial enzymes and nutrients intact. For seniors, this makes grass-fed raw cheddar one of the most nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory, and gut-friendly cheeses you can eat. Superior nutrient profile. Compared to conventional cheddar, grass-fed raw cheddar is in a completely different league. Up to 500% more CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, a fatty acid that research shows can help reduce body fat, fight inflammation, and even provide anti-cancer benefits. Higher omega-3 fatty acids, essential for brain health, heart health, and reducing systemic inflammation. Rich in fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamin A, retinol supports vision, immunity, and skin repair. Vitamin D, essential for calcium absorption and bone health, and often lacking in seniors. Vitamin E and beta-carotene, antioxidants that protect your cells from oxidative stress. Vitamin K2, negative 4 Malawian quatches, protecting arteries and bones. One of the most important reasons grass-fed raw cheddar belongs on your plate after 60 is its content of vitamin K2 in the negative 4 Malawian quatches form. This form of K2 is especially powerful at preventing calcium from hardening your arteries while directing it into your bones and teeth. For seniors, this means lower risk of heart disease and fractures, two of the biggest threats to independence later in life. Probiotics and enzymes that survive. Unlike pasteurized cheeses, raw cheddar still contains beneficial bacteria and natural enzymes that aid digestion and strengthen the gut. These probiotics produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which nourish your colon cells and calm inflammation throughout the body. They also support the gut-brain axis, which research shows plays a role in mood, memory, and even sleep quality. For seniors, this translates into smoother digestion, stronger immunity, and potentially even sharper cognitive health. How to eat it safely and effectively. To get the full benefits of grass-fed raw cheddar, don't overheat it. Heating above 120 degrees Fahrenheit destroys the enzymes and probiotics. Eat it at room temperature or melt it gently. Pair it with fermented vegetables like sauerkraut or pickles. This creates a probiotic powerhouse that supports gut health and immunity. Moderation matters. 1.5 to 2 ounces per day is enough to reap the benefits without overloading on saturated fat. Bottom line, grass-fed raw cheddar is a true superfood cheese. It delivers anti-inflammatory fatty acids like CLA and omega-3s, critical vitamins A, D, E, and K2, negative 4 Malawian quatches, natural probiotics and enzymes to support gut and brain health. For seniors, this means stronger bones, healthier arteries, better digestion, and more resilience against inflammation, all in a cheese that tastes rich, creamy, and satisfying. And if you think this is impressive, wait until you see our #1 best cheese. It's a classic from Switzerland, made with raw alpine milk and packed with compounds that not only protect your heart, but may even help maintain muscle mass as you age. Let's reveal the powerhouse, Swiss Gruyere. Best cheese #1, Swiss Gruyere. At the very top of the list sits a cheese that combines rich tradition, powerful nutrition, and remarkable health benefits. Authentic Swiss Gruyere. Made from the raw milk of cows grazing in alpine meadows, Gruyere isn't just a delicious cheese with nutty depth. It's a nutrient-packed food that researchers are discovering can protect your heart, strengthen your bones, and even help you maintain muscle mass well into your later years. For seniors, it's arguably the most complete cheese you can eat. A unique fermentation advantage. Gruyere is made using Propionibacteria, a special type of bacteria that gives Swiss cheeses their signature holes. But these microbes don't just create texture. They produce propionic acid, a compound linked to lower inflammation, reduced cholesterol, and even cancer-preventive properties. These same bacteria also produce vitamin B12 in amounts that rival almost any other food, making Gruyere an excellent choice for seniors at risk of B12 deficiency, a common cause of fatigue, memory decline, and nerve problems. Glutathione Boost, the master antioxidant. One of the most extraordinary features of Gruyere is its ability to support your body's production of glutathione, often called the body's master antioxidant. Glutathione is essential for detoxification, immune function, and cell protection. As we age, our natural production of glutathione drops, leaving us more vulnerable to oxidative stress, inflammation, and chronic disease. Gruyere's amino acid profile, especially its richness in cysteine and glycine, helps restore glutathione levels naturally. For seniors, This means stronger protection at the cellular level, from your brain and heart to your skin and joints. Muscle and bone support. Gruyere is also incredibly efficient when it comes to protein. Its 12 plus months of aging break proteins down into dipeptides and tripeptides, small fragments that your body can absorb with minimal effort. That means more muscle repair and maintenance with less strain on digestion. Better tissue recovery. On top of that, Gruyere provides high levels of phosphorus, zinc, and selenium, minerals that work together with calcium to keep bones strong, joints supported, and the immune system resilient. Heart-friendly peptides. Gruyere contains lactotripeptides, special compounds created during fermentation that have been shown to naturally lower blood pressure. For seniors at risk of hypertension, this makes Gruyere one of the few cheeses that actively supports cardiovascular health. How to enjoy it safely. Eat it gently melted into soups or with warm whole grain bread. Avoid boiling, which can damage some of its delicate compounds. Pair it with fiber-rich foods like vegetables or whole grains to balance its richness and support digestion. A serving of about 1 to 1.5 ounces is plenty to reap all the benefits. Bottom line, Swiss Gruyere is the ultimate senior-friendly cheese. Fermentation produces compounds that lower inflammation, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Its amino acids boost glutathione, the body's master antioxidant. Its predigested proteins preserve muscle mass and energy. Its minerals and vitamin B12 support strong bones, nerves, and immunity. This isn't just cheese, it's a nutritional ally for longevity. Add Gruyere to your meals, and you're not only enjoying rich flavor, you're giving your body the tools it needs to stay strong, sharp, and independent for years to come. Conclusion and call to action. So there you have it, the truth about cheese after 60. Not every cheese in the dairy aisle is your friend. Some are loaded with chemicals, salt, and compounds that quietly inflame your joints, strain your kidneys, and raise your risk of heart attack or stroke. Processed cheese slices, a chemical cocktail of phosphates, dyes, and hidden trans fats. Jared cheese spreads, artificial oils and sodium bombs wrapped in hormone-disrupting packaging. Pre-shredded cheese, anti-caking agents, hidden antibiotics, and lower nutrition. Blue cheese, mold toxins, histamines, and tyramine that can skyrocket blood pressure and inflammation. But the good news is just as powerful. There are cheeses that work with your body, not against it. Aged Gouda delivers vitamin K2 to strengthen bones and protect arteries. Authentic Parmesan fuels you with highly digestible protein and nearly perfect calcium absorption. Grass-fed raw cheddar packs omega-3s, CLA, probiotics, and the powerful negative 4 malonyl quaches form of vitamin K2.